good morning students. How are you today? I hope you all are in a good condition here in this pandemic. Okay, before we start the class, let's say Bismillah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, good. Now the topic for today is practice English with the story. Okay students, let's see the video first here. Watch it carefully because I have a lot of questions for today. Enjoy!
An old man lived in the village. He was one of the most unfortunate people in the world. The whole village was tired of him. He was always gloomy, he constantly complained, and was always in a bad mood. The longer he lived, the more vile he was becoming, and the more poisonous were his words. People avoided him because his misfortune became contagious. It was even unnatural and insulting to be happy next to him. He created the feeling of unhappiness in others. But one day, when he turned 80 years old, an incredible thing happened. Instantly, everyone started hearing the rumor. An old man is happy today. He doesn't complain about anything. He smiles and even his face is freshened up. The whole village gathered together. The old man was asked, "What happened to you?" The old man replied, "Nothing special. 80 years I have been chasing happiness, and it was useless. And then I decided to live without happiness and just enjoy life. That's why I'm happy now." So the moral of the story is, don't chase happiness, just enjoy your life.
Nah, I will enjoy the video guys. Okay, good. After that, here is the text of the video. I give you 1 minute enough to read the text. Okay, read the text carefully. Start now. Good. But before we move to the story's questions, can you conclude the story? What the story is talking about? Yes, good. The story is talking about the old man who lives in the village. So, what is the meaning of the story itself? Yeah, a short story is a fully developed story which is shorter than a novel and longer than a fable. So, short story focus on the incidents bigger or smaller and evoke strong feelings from its readers. A short story often has a few characters in the plot. And so, how many elements of the story? Good. There are 5 elements in the story, yeah. The first one is the characters. The characters are the individuals that the story is about. The author should introduce the characters in the story with enough information that the reader can visualize each person. This is achieved by providing detailed descriptions of a character's physical attributes and personality traits. Every story should have a main character, yeah. The main character determines the way the plot will develop and is usually who will solve the problem the story centers upon. However, the other characters are also very important because they supply additional details, explanations or actions. So, all characters should stay true to the author's descriptions throughout the story so that the reader can understand and believe the actions that is taking place and perhaps even predict which character may do what next. Okay, and the second one is setting. The setting is the locations of the actions. An author should describe the environment or surroundings of the story in such detail that the reader feels that he or she can picture the scene. Unusual settings such as a fantasy world can be interesting, but everyday setting can help a reader to better visualize the story and feel connected to the plot. And the third one is a plot. The plot is the actual story around which the entire book is based. A plot should have a very clear beginning, middle, and end with all the necessary descriptions and suspense, called exposition, so that the reader can make sense of the actions and follow along from start to finish. So the next one is conflict. Every story has a conflict to solve. The plot is centered on this conflict and the ways in which the characters attempt to resolve the problem. When the story's action becomes most existing right before the resolution, it is called the climax. Okay? And so because every story has a conflict to solve, the last element is, resolutions. The solutions to the problem is the way the actions is resolved. For example, when the whole village gathered together, the villagers asked the old man about what happened. He answers, "Nothing special. 80 years I've been chasing happiness and it was useless. And then I decided to live without happiness and just enjoy life. That's why I'm happy now." So, that is the solutions from the story, yeah. The solution came from himself, came from the old man. Now, let's answer my questions, yeah. Answer the questions below. First, number 1. What is the title of the story? Not an old man in the village. Number 2. Who is the main character in the story? The old man and the villagers. What is the third? When did the old man become happy? When he turned 80 years old. And the last is, where did the story happen? In the village. Okay, this is the last material, yeah. The last one is the quiz. Translate these sentences into bahasa, okay? The first one, he was always gloomy. What is in a bahasa? Apa tuh bahasa Indonesianya? Dia selalu suram. Okay, the second one is the villagers asked the old man about what happened. What is in a bahasa? Penduduk desa bertanya kepada kakek tua itu apa yang telah terjadi. And the last one is, an old man lived in the village. What is in a bahasa? Good. Seorang lelaki tua di desa. I think enough the material for today. Are you enjoy the class, students? Any questions? Okay, clear ya. If you have any questions, please ask me, okay? Stay safe, stay healthy. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice day ya.
Bad habits. Once upon a time, a rich businessman lived with his 8-year-old boy. Just as his wife had said, the businessman loved his son, but hated that he had some bad habits. Worried about his son's behavior, the man went to a wise master.
"Oh, wise master, my son is a very good boy, but he has picked some unhealthy habits which I cannot get him to let go. I worry about him all the time. Please help me. Bring him to me tomorrow morning."
The next morning, the man did as the master had said. He brought his boy to him.
Come, son, let's go for a walk.
The boy obeyed, and they went for a walk in the garden. As they walked, they came upon a little sapling.
Son, pull out the sapling for me.
The boy did that easily and presented the master with the sapling.
Very well. Now you see that small plant? Pull that out for me.
The boy did as asked and easily pulled the plant out. Next, the master asked him to pull out a bush. It took some effort, but the boy did that too.
Now see that small tree, son? Pull that out for me.
The boy went to the small tree, and though it took him a lot of effort and struggle, he pulled it out for the master.
Very well done. Finally, look at that big tree over there. Pull that out too for me.
The boy tried and tried, but the tree did not budge. Finally, tired, the boy gave up.
I am sorry, wise master. I cannot pull that tree out. It is old and strong. Bad habits are just like the plants and trees. When they are new, like the sapling, you can get rid of them quickly and easily. But if you let them stay and grow, they grow strong and become like the old tree that cannot be removed. Forgive me, Master. I now understand what my father has been trying to tell me. I will drop all my bad habits from now on. Dia, what if talking with food in my mouth becomes my bad habit too? I will stop it right now. I will never talk with food in my mouth ever again.
That's great. Thank you, Tofu.